Welcome to Alley Picked. Today I want to show you a bunch of great projects I'm working on, some really cool picks that I've made, and some fun finds. But first of all, I want to tell you a really interesting story about this chest here. And now that story about the chest. This is a very old, nice, and ornate chest. It was actually in the home where I grew up, and I have vivid memories of this chest as a kid. When we played hide and go seek, I would often climb inside and put blankets over my head and hide. And then one of my older bully brothers would sit on top and lock me in here for days. Okay, maybe not days, it just seemed like it. But when my mother Josephine passed away, this ended up going to her sister Annie. When Annie passed away, this ended up with her son and my cousin Nick. And Nick asked me if I wanted it. Yeah, what do you think? Of course I do. But he told me an interesting story that I hadn't known before. Nick said that his sister, her mother, and my mother found this in the alley about 55 years ago. Now, how ironic is it that my mother was an alley picker before I was? Now I know where that trait comes from. Now here's a fun find that I picked up at an estate sale today for 20 bucks. It was going for 50, it was half price day, but I got it for 20. But it's a great storage cabinet. To build something like this would cost me over 50 bucks. It's got 24 different cubbies to put lots of different things, so this is gonna make a great addition to my garage. This is a very interesting piece. It's the top, or part of the top, to a magician's table that's over 100 years old. This came from a company called Potter & Potter Auctions. He didn't give this to me, but he wanted me to make the centerpiece for the table because it was missing. All he had was this here, which is a trap door for the table. I'm not going to show you how it works because that's trade secret. But he did want me to make the centerpiece for this, which is what I did. It took a while to custom fit it and make the center for the trap door. Now that's pretty cool. I love these old looking cathedral windows. Now this isn't an original out of a cathedral, but they make it look like it. It's still pretty nice looking, but they look fantastic if you could put a piece of stained glass in here. So I cut out a pattern. I drew my own little pattern on here, and I think it's gonna look nice. It's got a cross here and some other designs. I may end up changing a bit, but it should take me a couple months and you'll see this in a future video. This here is a very interesting piece, and I'll bet you'll never guess what it's for. Unless I showed it to you in a previous video. Can't remember. But anyway, this is an aluminum mold for making chute covers for a gumball machine. In fact, when I picked this up at an estate sale, I found a note that came with it. It said, November 1st, 1988. Aluminum mold for making chute covers for Lucky Boy gumball machines. Manufactured by Kentucky Gum Company. This came from Larry Sweeney, in trade, even for a small Bluebird gumball machine. Now that's pretty cool. You've probably never seen one, and you'll never see one again. Here are two more cathedral-style windows. I picked these up at Hobby Lobby on half price day for 13 bucks. I think this pair is gonna look really nice with some stained glass inside. Another future video. I picked this out of somebody's garbage a few days ago. It's a bandsaw. It was rusty. The motor was shot. So I couldn't really fix it. So what I did was salvage what I could, including this base. I have so many options. I can reuse this as a tool stand. I can put a grinder on top. I could also repurpose this into something else. I could put a wood shelf on the bottom and a beautiful wood top to make this a nice table. Something like this that has a cool industrial look can be used for so many purposes, and I'm sure I'll find one. Here's a bunch of stuff that I bought at an estate sale and thrift store today. Let me show you. This is a really nice Craftsman toolbox. It does need a lot of cleanup, maybe some lubrication, but if you'll notice, it looks exactly like the one I have over here. This one I inherited from a man who passed away. His name was Casey. He was a machinist. And I developed a friendship, and when he passed away, his wife asked me if I wanted it. So now I've got two. Inside this bag is something kind of interesting as well. This is perlite. It helps with drainage in your garden soil. I picked it up at an estate sale for $1. What am I going to do with it? Well, I found this very interesting recipe online. You use perlite, Portland cement, and recycled paper to make a sculpting material. So I've got some projects lined up for some future videos, so be sure to stay tuned. Here's a few items that you normally don't have to buy at the store. You can go to estate sales and you're always going to find things like this. Rollers, caulk, paint, still good, and stain. $1 a can, you're not going to beat that. A bunch of hooks, screwdrivers, eye hooks, not bad. I think I got all of this for $5. Normally 10, but it was half price, so I got it all for 5. I also picked up this old Craftsman belt sander. It looks hardly used. I already have one, but you never know when they're going to go bad. And now I've got a spare. And for only 10 bucks, you can't beat the price. Another project that I'm working on that I've always wanted to do was to take an old dresser and turn it into a bench. So when I found this dresser on the street corner a few weeks ago, I thought it would be the perfect dresser to make into a bench. So you'll also get to see that in an upcoming video. Thanks for watching Alley Picked. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and that bell so you can be notified when all of these projects and more come to life. I'm Tom. This is Alley Picked, and thanks for watching.